Here's how to maximize your time in Lisbon when you only have 2.5 days to explore. Lisboa, which is how it's pronounced in Portuguese, is a mix of at least 6 different cities from around the world. You get a feel of Rio de Janeiro, San Francisco, Barcelona, Naples, Capri, in Venice, as you can see here in Praça do Comércio, which is right next to the cruise ship terminal. We landed in Lisbon around 6 a.m. and took the metro into the city. It was very easy to get from the airport into town, with only one metro transfer, in total about a 30-minute trip. We stayed in Rocio, and we highly recommend this area, as it is centrally located to many attractions and popular praças, or plazas, with lots of restaurants and shops.
We made it. Lisboa, Portugal.
It is also flat compared to Alfama, which makes it easier to roll your luggage to your hotel on the cobblestone-filled pathways.
A encontrar os pastéis de nata.
The first stop we had to make was to one of the many coffee shops that makes pastéis de nata, which is the most famous Portuguese pastry that is flaky and filled with custard. You will find these little shops on every corner. Even with no rest on the flight over, we decided to not waste any time. One of our favorite ways to see the overall picture of a new city is to take a hop-on, hop-off bus tour. This gives us an idea of the city layout and where we would like to spend more time exploring. We chose the yellow bus tours, and they had an option for 48 hours access with a combo ticket that includes a tour to modern Lisbon and a tour to Belém. With the ticket, it also gives free access to the elevator of Santa Justa and the funiculars. We took the bus to modern Lisbon and got off at Parque das Nações. This is an area with lots of green spaces, art sculptures, museums, and Lisbon Oceanarium, known to be one of the best aquariums in the world. You can take a ride on the cable car 30 meters over the Tagus River to get a better view of the city. We continued on the bus route and noticed that most of the buildings were covered in decorative tiles. You can learn about the history of the tiles at the National Tile Museum, o Museu do Azulejo. Next stop was at Praça da Figueira. In this plaza was the Mercado de Baixa, a daily market that has food and drink stands and arts and crafts shops. From there we took the funicular up to Alfama, to an observation deck called Miradouro de Santa Luzia. This area reminded us of Capri, Italy, giving great views of the city hills and cruise ships. Another known snack to Portugal is the pastel de bacalhau, which is salt codfish fritters with potatoes. They are delicious and even better when paired with Porto wine. Seafood is very big in the Portuguese culture. Speaking of seafood, they have a store dedicated to sardines. The store looks like a circus or carnival, with the walls stacked with canned sardines and other canned fish. Sardines are a huge part of the Portuguese culture and cuisine, but even more so in Lisbon. They even have a Sardine Festival that I will talk about later. To end the night, we used our free access to Santa Justa lift, or Elevador de Santa Justa. The elevator stands 147 feet tall and it has a stunning observation deck at the top and offers amazing views over Baixa district. Since it was open to the public, it has become the most popular viewpoints in Lisbon. The next day we took the bus route towards Belém. First stop was at the statue of Pedro Álvares Cabral, who discovered my country, Brazil. Through the garden and across from the statue is the Basílica da Estrela, which allows you with a small fee climb 111 stairs to the roof for great panoramic views in an aerial view looking down into the basilica. Belém was really nice. It's a district located on the west side of Lisbon and along the Tagus River. Known to have a lot of museums, such as the Maritime Museum and this big building which is the Jerônimos Monastery. Also home to the original Pastéis de Belém, which is very similar to pastéis de nata. We went to the Pastéis de Belém factory, which has been around since 1837, and they have been making these pastries from an ancient recipe from next door at the Jerônimos Monastery. Pastel de Belém, aí na fábrica de pastéis de Belém, né? I thought it would be a good idea to try to eat the whole thing at once. Just a little hot, I guess.
E foi? Quente? Canela.
O melhor pastel de Belém no Portugal. Pastéis de Belém.
Turns out we were there on the day of the big festival, so the hop-on hop-off bus and other transportation ended early to clear the streets. So we ended up walking and running an additional 4.5 kilometers back to our hotel. On top of that, both of our phones died and we had to rely on bus maps and our instincts to find our way back. This is Portugal Sardine Festival that happens every June, and the big night is June 12th. It honors Saint Anthony, and they have food and drink stands selling grilled sardines. The streets are packed with people celebrating sardines, parades, floats, and music. We couldn't leave Lisbon without trying some of their tapas, and one of the most famous items is the chorizo a bombeiro, flamed grilled chorizo tableside. And just a heads up, the portion size for tapas are big. We found this nice cafe for breakfast, located in Baixa Chiado. At first we thought the prices were on the higher side for Portugal, but the portions are huge, so it's a good idea to share. A quick 2.5 days in Lisbon with lots of walking, so much to see in every corner. It's a very walkable city, however, there are some steep hills, but there are trolleys to help with that. We didn't know much about Lisbon before going, and when it came time to leave, we weren't ready to go. But until next time, we're on to new adventures.